Welcome to an essential conversation about what truly matters in elite university admissions. Let's be clear, your GPA absolutely matters. Your stellar achievements and extracurricular wins also matter significantly. And yes, the sheer volume of your hard work is a necessary foundation. But there's a pivot point, a moment where the game changes. But beyond a certain point in the application process, pause. Clarity becomes more powerful than perfection. This is the core of elite admissions psychology you need to understand. The students who win elite admissions are not always the students with the highest scores. They are the students who make universities believe in their future. Now, if you're ready to master this mindset and transform your application, if you want to understand how elite admissions committees actually evaluate applications, explore the A.C.C.E.P.T framework at IvyEdgeSOP and subscribe to the IvyEdgeSOP YouTube channel. For deeper admission psychology, SOP strategy, and elite university application insights. We're tackling the biggest myth in university admissions today. What is the common misconception that trips up countless applicants aiming for top universities? The biggest myth is this: most students think admissions work like an exam. They believe that, quote, higher GPA equals higher chance. It seems logical, right? However, the reality of top-tier university admissions is fundamentally different. It's about building a complex community. Think about it, but top universities are not building classrooms. Instead, they are building ecosystems. This means they look beyond simple grades. An academic ecosystem is a diverse group of talented individuals who will contribute uniquely to the university and the world beyond. These ecosystems need future researchers who push the boundaries of knowledge and specialists with deep expertise in critical fields. They look for future founders who will create jobs and industry leaders who will shape the global economy. Also included are innovators who bring fresh solutions to complex problems and policy thinkers who guide governmental and social change. This brings us to a crucial point about how students often approach their applications, a focus on maximizing scores and achievements. Here is the strong line to remember. And when thousands of students optimize for perfection, pause. When everyone has the same high GPA, the same great test scores, the same activities, perfection becomes ordinary. Top universities are searching for unique contributions to their ecosystem, not just flawless transcripts. Focus on what makes you different. Want to know the secret evaluation logic top admissions committees use? We're introducing the A.C.C.E.P.T framework. Top admissions committees use a specific evaluation logic to assess candidates. Understanding this is key to a successful application. The A.C.C.E.P.T framework breaks down exactly what they're looking for, helping you structure a compelling profile. Let's start with A for academic direction. This addresses the fundamental fit of your background. The key question here is, does your profile actually make sense for this field? Is there a clear connection between your academics and your goal? Next is the first C for coherence. This is all about the narrative flow of your application. Admissions asks, is your story logically connected from beginning to end? A strong application tells a unified story. The second C stands for capability. This assesses your ability to handle the program's rigor. The question admissions committees secretly ask is, can you genuinely handle this program academically? They look for proof of your potential. Moving to E for evidence. Claims are cheap. Proof is gold. You must answer the question, can you prove what you claim? Back up every achievement and skill with solid evidence. Next up is P for purpose. Admissions wants clarity on your motivations and goals. The core of your purpose is, do you know what you want and why? Ambiguity here is a red flag. Finally, T for trajectory. They are assessing your future potential. Admissions asks, are you moving in a meaningful direction? Show progress, growth, and a clear path forward. Strong insight. Most rejected 4.0 GPA students fail one or more of these silently. A perfect GPA isn't enough without A.C.C.E.P.T elements. Use the A.C.C.E.P.T framework to strengthen your entire application and understand the real criteria for admission success. If you are aiming for top university admissions, a perfect GPA and strong test scores aren't enough. Today we break down why even the most accomplished profiles often fail. The problem lies in high-achieving students confusing activity with direction. They collect impressive accolades but lack a central narrative. Your application is judged on two major pitfalls: clear academic direction and overall profile coherence. First, academic direction. This is the stage where many meticulously built profiles begin to collapse. The collapse happens when you focus purely on activity, collecting random projects and generic internships, without establishing a clear intellectual direction. Imagine a student applying for a master's in cybersecurity. Their profile is great, but the projects are random, internships are generic, and their statement of purpose covers AI, blockchain, and management, everything but focused security. The admissions committee starts asking the critical question: does this applicant actually know what they want? Do they have a serious commitment to this specific field? Here is the emotional insight. High-achieving students often confuse activity with true direction. Effort does not equal focus. Powerful line. Top universities do not reward scattered excellence. They reward focused intellectual movement, proving you are a specialist, not a generalist. Now let's discuss coherence. This is the invisible filter that students rarely notice, but admissions officers always see. Coherence means everything must connect. Your academics, projects, internships, long-term goals, statement of purpose, and even your recommendations must tell one consistent story. Consider this weak profile example: a mechanical engineering degree, a random finance internship, an AI certification, an SOP about sustainability, and an ultimate MBA goal. Individually, each piece is impressive: good grades, valuable work experience, modern skills. But collectively, it is profoundly confusing. Admissions officers reject confusion quickly. If your profile doesn't tell a simple, compelling, and coherent story, you make their job harder and you lose your spot. Focus on direction and coherence to turn your perfect profile into a successful acceptance. Welcome. If you've ever wondered why perfect students get rejected from top universities, this is for you. Let's start with a scenario we call the rejection email. Sound of a dark screen and a notification ping. Imagine this moment. At 2:13 a.m., after months of waiting, the application portal finally updated. A student with a seemingly perfect GPA opened the decision letter and saw a single word: rejected. This wasn't just any student, this was the perfect application. 4.0 GPA, research papers, leadership roles, internships, perfect scores on standardized tests. All these achievements, yet still rejected by the elite university. But here is the emotional build. While this perfect student was rejected, somewhere else, a student with significantly lower grades, fewer extracurriculars, and less impressive scores got admitted to the exact same university. Why? How is this possible? This brings us to the main hook and the critical shift in elite university admissions. Elite university admissions are no longer about who achieved more or who has the longest list of accomplishments. Instead, they are about who makes more sense within the context of the university's needs. And today I'm going to show you exactly how this making sense framework works. I'll reveal the hidden framework that admissions committees unconsciously use when evaluating your application. A framework that most applicants never understand, but one that is absolutely essential for admission success. Welcome. If you're working on your statement of purpose, or SOP, we're diving into two essential pillars that elite universities look for: capability and evidence. These two concepts, capability and evidence, are critical for separating a strong application from a generic one. Let's start with C for capability. Capability is far more than just your grade point average. It's about demonstrating your readiness for rigorous graduate-level study. Admissions committees evaluate several key metrics, including the rigor of your coursework and your overall technical maturity in your field. They also assess your problem-solving ability and, most importantly, your intellectual resilience when faced with significant academic challenges. Here's a powerful insight. A 4.0 GPA earned through easy coursework can actually feel weaker than a lower GPA that was achieved through truly difficult and focused work. The strong line that admissions committees are asking themselves is this: can this student survive the highly demanding environment of our program? Now let's move to the second pillar, evidence. This is where most generic statements of purpose fail to impress. Let's look at some mock generic statements, like, "I am passionate about AI." This is a claim without substance. Another common statement is, "I want to contribute to society." While well-intentioned, It lacks specific proof of demonstrated actions. Or, I have leadership skills. Again, this is merely a label you are applying to yourself, not something you have proven. For all these generic phrases, the critical question is simple. Where is the proof? Where is the demonstrated behavior to back up your claims? Elite universities trust demonstrated behavior and tangible actions. They are not impressed by motivational vocabulary or generic enthusiasm. To illustrate the difference, let's look at a weak statement versus a strong, evidence-based statement. The weak approach says, I am passionate about cybersecurity. This tells the committee nothing about your skills or experience. The strong approach provides evidence. While analyzing phishing attack patterns during my internship, I became interested in human-centered security vulnerabilities. This clearly demonstrates interest through action. Remember to build your SOP on capability, proving you can survive the environment, and evidence, showing demonstrated behavior, not just motivational words. Are you applying to top universities? Then you need to know what they are truly looking for beyond grades and test scores. Purpose and trajectory. Let's start with purpose. This element is often considered the most important factor in a successful application. As a strong line states, this may be the most important factor admissions committees review. Here's an emotional insight. Many applicants know what degree they want, but they do not know why. Your why is critical. Admissions committees are looking for genuine intent and connection to your chosen field of study. This is the power of purpose in your application. Specifically, admissions committees evaluate clarity of purpose and motivation for pursuing a specific degree or path. They also look at your future vision and intellectual intention. They want to see where you are headed and what you plan to contribute. Here is a strong line to remember. A powerful application feels like a person moving towards something meaningful. A powerful application is not someone escaping uncertainty. It is about positive direction and commitment. Now let's move on to trajectory. Top universities are more interested in where you are going than where you currently stand. Top universities admit trajectories. They want to see potential and forward motion in your profile. This means your application should demonstrate evolution, not just a list of static achievements from the past. How do you show trajectory? They want evidence of forward momentum and sustained engagement in areas that matter to you. They are specifically looking for evidence of personal and academic growth and the evolution of your interests. Your application should show increasing depth in your areas of focus and demonstrate your potential for future impact in your field. To illustrate the power of trajectory and purpose, let's compare two hypothetical student profiles. Student A has a perfect GPA, but their activities are random and they show no real specialization. Student B has a lower GPA, but demonstrates focused research, an evolving direction, and a clear long-term mission. And here's the strong line to conclude. Student B often gets admitted. Focus on purpose and trajectory to make your application stand out. Why do some of the perfect students, those with stellar grades and impressive resumes, still get rejected by elite universities? Let's uncover the core issue in elite admissions. Admissions officers are overwhelmed. They review thousands of applications, each one seemingly excellent on paper. But when everyone looks perfect, the perfect often becomes indistinguishable. What makes one application stand out from the thousands of others? The biggest trap for high-achieving students is becoming interchangeable. Let's look at the common patterns that lead to this. Admissions officers see the same internships at recognizable companies, and the same certificates from popular online courses. They review countless applications featuring the same coding projects and filled with the same AI buzzwords. And inevitably, the same leadership claims are made, often generic and lacking genuine impact or personal narrative. Here's the strong statement. Most rejected applicants from elite schools are not weak. They are academically outstanding. But despite their perfection, they are interchangeable. They fail to leave a distinct impression because their accomplishments mirror too many others. Let's turn our attention to the statement of purpose, or SOP, the single most powerful tool to differentiate yourself. There is a core mistake in the SOP that repeatedly destroys elite applications, even from otherwise perfect students. Most SOPs are written like a resume, in paragraph form. They simply list and elaborate on activities and achievements already present elsewhere in the application. This is the critical difference between a weak application and a powerful one. It's about what you convey. A weak SOP merely explains activities. It answers what did you do, but fails to delve into the why. A powerful SOP explains intellectual identity. It answers, who are you? And how have your experiences shaped your unique perspective and passion? The emotional line admissions officers are looking for is simple. The university should understand who you are becoming. Show them the journey, not just the checklist. To be remembered, you must focus on your unique intellectual fingerprint. Stop being interchangeable and start being unforgettable. Welcome to the future of elite admissions, why perfect students get rejected. We're diving into the increasingly challenging landscape of elite university applications. The world of elite admissions is changing fast, and what worked even a few years ago is rapidly becoming obsolete. Elite admissions are becoming significantly more difficult. But why is this happening? We see a few key factors: the rise of AI-generated statements of purpose, rampant profile inflation, and the proliferation of fake leadership roles. In this environment, simply checking the boxes is no longer enough. Authenticity is emerging as the ultimate competitive advantage. Consider this. In a world full of polished and optimized profiles, where every application looks perfect on paper, authenticity becomes your most powerful competitive advantage. It's what sets you apart from the crowd. Now let's address the big question. The real reason why even 4.0 students with impeccable grades can still face rejection. It's simple. Admissions committees are not just searching for perfect students defined by grades and scores alone. They are searching for direction, a clear path and purpose, and coherence, how all your experiences fit together into a compelling narrative. They are looking for evidence of your passions and impact and intellectual maturity, the depth and sophistication of your thinking. Crucially, they are searching for future potential, what you will achieve if given the resources and opportunity. The harsh reality is that many perfect applicants fail to communicate these essential qualities clearly in their applications. Let's take a moment for some emotional reflection for anyone who has faced rejection. If you were rejected, it does not automatically mean you were not smart enough or not capable. Sometimes, powerfully, it means your application simply failed to create belief in your potential future success. Here is a strong statement to take away. Admissions committees do not primarily admit achievements. Instead, they admit future trajectories. They invest in the potential impact you will make. Welcome to an essential conversation about what truly matters in elite university admissions. Let's be clear. Your GPA absolutely matters. Your stellar achievements and extracurricular wins also matter significantly. And yes, the sheer volume of your hard work is a necessary foundation. But there's a pivot point, a moment where the game changes. But beyond a certain point in the application process. Pause. Clarity becomes more powerful than perfection. This is the core of elite admission psychology you need to understand. The students who win elite admissions are not always the students with the highest scores. They are the students who make universities believe in their future. Now, if you're ready to master this mindset and transform your application, if you want to understand how elite admissions committees actually evaluate applications, explore the A.C.C.E.P.T framework at IvyEdgeSOP. And subscribe to the IvyEdgeSOP YouTube channel. For deeper admission psychology, SOP strategy, and elite university application insights.